Oh, hello there. Pardon me, I was just having some high tea at the Martin household. So let's get to the show.
He used to watch his favorite show, then got a job on a TV show, talking about that favorite show, but then he had to go. But then he got his own show, talking about that favorite show. It's called Dishin' with DOOLigan. Dishin' with DOOLigan.
Hey, Dooligans. Mr. Dooligan here. Welcome to another episode of Dishin with Dooligan. I'm going to be sending out my tweet like I do every day. Hopefully, we can get some questions or comments during the show. All right, so I sent that out. So let's get started with the show. Today was a little bit of a quick show. It was a lot of back and forth, kind of reiterating everything that's been going on for these past 2 days and last week. So this show, my show, might be a little bit shorter than the usual. So let's start off. So the episode started off with Belle and Brady. They're sitting at the infamous park bench, and they're talking about what's going on. And Brady kind of mentions, so that we all know, that the antiviral meds have already been administered to everybody in the hospital. So that whole viral thing was just a fly by night thing. It was just an overnight thing. Nothing really happened. I don't know if there's going to be any kind of repercussions from that, but apparently everybody's fine now. And so Belle starts talking to him about the wedding, about him and Teresa, how she hasn't seen anything. And then Brady kind of mentions to him that, or Brady mentions to her that she's going to be a bridesmaid. So she's kind of a little worried about that. But, that's what's going to happen. So that's what they're talking about. Next, we move on to Teresa and Anne. She's talking to Anne about losing Brady, and talking about Summer, how she's she's still on this fix about Summer. I mean, yes, we all know that she might be telling the truth as far as Teresa, and Summer is definitely up to something. But Teresa's telling Anne, reiterating how her insecurities are with Summer, and she has to have something going on, because a woman like that who changes her name has to have something to hide. And after that statement, Anne kind of like jumps in, takes a dig at her, and she calls her. She's like, "Yeah, funny that a woman would do that, Miss Jeannie T." So she kind of references that Teresa changed her name also. So that was a kind of little funny moment between both of them. And then we move to Maggie and Summer. And basically, Summer is talking to Maggie because she wants to know more about her father. And Maggie's really keeping closed lip about this. She really doesn't want to say much. She's claiming she doesn't know much, but all she's giving to Summer is that the guy's name was Noah, and how he was just a farmhand, and it was just a little crush, like no biggie. It was just something that happened, and she just got pregnant, and that's it. And then he moved on. So Summer kind of starts getting a little bit, grilling her a little bit about, she wants more information, any pictures, any last names. And Maggie gets super defensive on this. She's like, no, I don't have anything. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. And so Summer kind of backs off about that, but we all know definitely Maggie is hiding something. Then we move on to Aiden and Hope, and they're still at this doorway from yesterday's episode. And Aiden's still trying to convince Hope about trying to give him a second chance. And Hope is says she has questions, so obviously she wants to talk to him more about everything that's been going on. She kind of keeps her distance and tells him that they're going to be talking at the door. So he starts explaining to her about how he took the money from the Demiras, and all that whole plan. And then he also Hope responds with that she wants proof that Aiden was being held captive by the Demiras. Okay, so she believes that he's already Aiden. Now she wants further proof of that, the fact that he was captured. Now maybe that works. He's probably going to go back to Andre now, because Andre already offered yesterday that to help him out, and that he would verify all the information. So maybe that's going to have Aiden go back to Andre and say, okay, I'm going to take your deal, because The only one thing that's preventing me and Hope from being together is having proof that I was captured by you guys. And if Andre can provide that, then that'll be a happy ending between both of them. Um, so he goes on to more and explain to Hope how he escaped and how he actually went to Andre to ask questions, because she asked, why would they keep you alive? And he's like, I already asked Andre that and he gave me nothing. Obviously Andre did give him something, saying it was a contingency plan from yesterday's episode, but he didn't tell Hope that. So then we move on to Belle and Brady, back to them, and they're still talking about Teresa's insecurities. And Brady brings it up to Belle how Teresa mentioned that he has a hero complex, and Belle kind of chuckled about it, because she is like, is she wrong? I think that's what we're all saying, like, is she really wrong? And she wants to make sure that Brady is 100% sure that he wants to be with Teresa and marry and go the whole full 9 yards with her. Because they're already together, they're already engaged, they already have a baby. I mean, the next step is marriage. But she wants to make sure that he is actually 100% sure that he wants to do this. Then we move back to Teresa and Anne. They're still talking about Summer. And she's talking to her. And Anne wants them to focus more on DJ wear, but Teresa's more focused on Summer. So they kind of get into this little discussion back and forth about how we should focus more on our company, and Teresa's like, no, I want to focus more on Summer. So they go back and forth on that. And we go back to Maggie and Summer. And Summer's still trying to ask Maggie questions, and Maggie's still putting up a wall, and she's like, no, I don't know anything. Quit asking. Just drop it. And she actually excuses herself because Victor comes in. She excuses herself to go pay the bill or go tell the waitress something. And so Victor has a sit-down conversation with Summer in the meantime. And he lets her know that he received some piece of mail that was sent to him, and with a picture inside. And the picture was a screenshot or printout of Cindy Callahan's pal page, her pal page profile. And so, and obviously we know Cindy Callahan is Summer's alias from her past life. So he's asking questions. So it cuts to that. And we go back to Belle and Brady, and Brady's asking Belle if she still has feelings for Sean, because he finds out that Philip has broken up with her. And she's kind of denying it. But Brady is kind of like, come on now. Do you still have, are you 100% sure? And she's like, well, I don't know. So that already leaves the window open that she's probably going to go back and run back to Sean D. So we'll see if that happens. So then we go back to Teresa and Anne, and we find out that Teresa is the one who actually sent that pal page profile picture to Victor. She admits that to Anne, and she admits that she's called John also, because she kind of wants to get reinforcements to try to take down Summer. And then we move back to the Horton Square, and Summer's there talking to Dario. And Dario, so I guess he kind of tells her that the quarantine is over, because they obviously released him when he was there. So this whole further fuels that this whole the virus thing is already over, because the quarantine is over. So since Dario's out of the hospital, and they start talking about this letter that Victor got, and how Victor starts digging around. He's gonna look into Cindy, then he's gonna find out about Clark, and then he's gonna find out that Clark's missing, and then Summer's gonna be accused of murder. So she's really freaked out about that. And Dario's trying to give her some outs, but he's kind of saying, I'm keeping my distance. I'm not getting even further into this thing with you, because I don't want to be associated with murder. Then after we go to Victor and Maggie, they're actually at the Martin household with Doug and Julie, and they're having high tea. And Victor starts noticing that Maggie is feeling a little, something's bothering her. So he kind of jumps into it and starts asking her what's going on? And she's like, Summer asked about, Noah, and I really didn't have any information. And kind of Victor was like, well, do you want me to look into it? And she's like, no. So obviously, again, we get we're getting assured that Maggie is definitely hiding something. There's something more to Noah, if Noah was even his real name. So obviously, maybe there's gonna be a little bit more backstory there. Maybe we find a little bit more about Maggie's backstory. Get deep into dive into that. Um, so and let's see here. And next thing would be we move on to while Victor and Maggie are talking, Victor has to leave, and so Julie comes in and she starts talking to Maggie about what's going on, and it was a nice little conversation between Maggie and Julie. Um, Only reason because it was really nice because these little tidbits of Day's history is really nice to see. And I wish the writers would throw this in more often because they were talking about Noah and Maggie was like this is maybe a little a young girl crush, and then Julie starts talking about David Martin, her crush when she was younger. I don't know if everybody remembers David Martin or even knows about David Martin, but it was a whole kind of thing where, she was pregnant by David Martin and, she had his kid and she had to put it up for adoption. But then, he married, I forgot who he married, but she ended up killing him because she was jealous. And it was a whole backstory. So it was really, really nice to see Julie bring that up about David Martin, the fact that they're actually staying in the Martin or household. So it was a good nod at the backstory, and I just wish the writers would do that more often. Um, Next, we move on to back to the Horton Square, and actually Brady sees Summer and Dario arguing, but he doesn't know what they're arguing about, but he does see them. And he kind of mentions to Belle that they're dating, so maybe they're having this little lovers quarrel or something like that. Um, and so after Dario leaves, he actually approaches Summer and starts asking questions about Clark. Like, how is Clark? Have you seen Clark? Is he already gone? Have you heard anything from him? And she gets super defensive, and he was even asking questions about Dario, like, does Dario know Clark and blah blah blah. And Summer was like, you know what, I know what you're hinting at. I know what you're hinting at. You're saying that me and Dario are in Salem trying to hustle everyone and blah blah blah. Like, she totally just jumps the gun on this whole thing and gets super defensive. And Brady's like, whoa, where is this all coming from? Um, and then when Summer and Brady are arguing, Teresa obviously walks in and sees them arguing, and she's like, I come to look for you, and da da da, and I see you here again with Summer. So that's a beginning of an argument because we're already winding down to the end of the episode. So Teresa's already talking to him about that, and so I'm sure we'll probably see more of that in the next episode. So the last scene of the episode, which was a really touching moment, I know a lot of Hope fans are there, and and so they really like this. Hope was at Bo's grave because she is very confused right now and she's looking for answers. And so she goes to Bo's grave, and she starts talking to him, trying to seek some advice, some clarity possibly. So it was a very, very, very touching moment. I wish they would have shown some Bo flashbacks during this scene, but obviously they didn't. Um, but for all you Bo and Hope fans out there, I mean, this was probably a really touching moment. I know, me being a Lexi fan, whenever they did approach Lexi's grave, I get really emotional about it. And I my thing with Theo. Every time Theo brings up Lexi or he acts like Lexi or anything like that or any Lexi reference, I get very emotional because since she was one of my favorite characters on the show, one of the beloved ones that I loved so much. So that was the end of the episode. It was really quick, really short. They they just referenced things from past episodes, like flashbacks and stuff like that. So not really that much information, but there was some good, there were some good pieces in there. So what did you think about the show? What do you think about my show? You can leave it on the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. And I'm always open to constructive criticism, what you guys want to see in the show, what you want me to take out. Like I said, this show is for you guys. I'm doing all of this for you. I'm doing it for the fun, not the fame. So it's nice to have subscribers. It's nice to get the likes. It's nice to see the comments. It's lovely to see the tweets. But yeah, it's for you guys. So you guys let me know. I love the feedback. Let's talk. And I'm definitely open to suggestions. So before I end the show, I'm going to do what I usually do at the end of the show. I'm going to talk about Red Nose Day. We've been seeing commercials now on NBC about this. Red Nose Day is happening on Thursday, May 26th, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Central. It's all about having fun, raising money, and changing lives. The money that's raised through Red Nose Day will help transform the lives of children living in poverty in the U.S. and internationally. Now, I got my Red Nose at Walgreens. It's an exclusive Red Nose retailer. You can find out more. I'm going to put the address down there, rednosedayusa.com, rednosedayusa.com. So that was it. I hope you guys have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, whenever you're watching this video. I just want you guys to remember that I do think about you guys. And again, I do the show for you. All right. So you guys have a great day. Peace, love, and days. Thank you. Bye.